Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Voice of Reality. If you are new here, we are glad you found us on this channel. In this channel, we bring to you trending stories, important events, and updates, thought-provoking discussions while separating verified facts from rumors. Our goal is to keep you with balance and engaging, meaningful content. Before we begin, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the Voice of Reality, and turn on your notification bell so that you never miss an update. Now let's get into today's story.
So I'm sure by now that most of you have already seen the clip that went viral of the UFC fighter standing in the octagon on the White House lawn alongside Joe Rogan and saying that Michelle Obama was a man. And all I can say to that is, do y'all remember in the video where I said that I had nothing for the fighters that were taking part in this event and I did not care what happened to them? Well, there's exactly why. Because anyone who would take part in that clusterfuck that happened yesterday at the White House, in my opinion, is nothing more than human garbage. And we should never take anything they say seriously again. Now, I know there will be people who say, well, it was a big event and they were just collecting a payday. No, they put themselves in the history books. And they let us all know exactly what kind of person they are and the type of thing that they support. Anybody who took part in that event has no problem with all of the things that Donald Trump has done since getting back into power. And so I think that we just have to call it for what it is and realize that these people have no human decency. They have no spine. They have no, sure as hell don't have any intelligence or a thoughtful word to say. And so you can't sit here day in and day out and expect MAGA to ever do better because I've said for years they have no bottom. And I remember the first time I said that, thinking at that particular time that whatever it was they had done at that particular time, was about as low as you could get. And they one up themselves every day. And that's what they did yesterday at the UFC event. It was an absolute clusterfuck. And remember when I said that Donald Trump would be seen falling asleep? Well, of course he was. So, yeah, it just was exactly what everyone thought that it would be. And as far as Joe Rogan goes, he's one of those people who, yeah, you can use his clips to start a conversation. But if you think he's ever going to come around and really call out Donald Trump, no matter what he says that you might find yourself agreeing with from time to time, he's always going to get his marching orders. He's always going to fall in line and he's going to stand there and smile and laugh while someone shouts a racist, disgusting conspiracy theory. Because again, anyone who would take part in this event would have to be a piece of human garbage. And I am for the First Amendment, and they claim they are. So if they truly are, and MAGA truly is fans of the First Amendment, then this video should not offend them at all because I'm just simply exercising mine. And so did a lot of other artists and entertainers who took part in an event that was called Rise Up and Sing Out. And rather than sit here and show you the disgusting clips from the UFC event, Donald Trump falling asleep and the racist conspiracy theorist asshole and Joe Rogan, I would rather show you two of my favorite clips. There were plenty. We could sit here and play them the rest of the day. There were plenty of people that stood up and said some really good things. But I was a huge fan, always have been a huge fan of Robert De Niro. He's one of those heroes that didn't let you down. And so there's
Josh Hokett is nothing but a jerk. He did show remarkable skill by finishing veteran Derek Lewis via TKO in the second round, but he had no right to spread vicious, baseless rumors about Michelle Obama lived during his post-fight Octagon interview while riding the hype of his victory. This was not an offhand slip of the tongue. Back in 2025, he posted the exact same slander targeting Michelle Obama on his personal social media accounts. On top of that, he has openly launched malicious attacks against women's basketball player Brittany Griner. We uphold free speech, yet we condemn cheap attention seeking through vulgar, unfounded personal smears. Trump was upset with Hokett's snide remarks about Michelle, and he immediately took off the gold chain Hokett had given him. Meanwhile, commentator Joe Rogan's performance was deeply disappointing. He failed to stop Hokett and even tried to cover up that absurd comment afterward. The UFC's response was even more frustrating. It imposed no fines or suspensions on Hokett. To this day, Hokett has not issued any apology, which is absolutely infuriating. Michelle Obama is an extraordinary woman, and she never deserves such treatment.
UFC fighter calls Michelle Obama a man after winning a bout at the White House. Josh Hokett has drawn criticism from UFC president and CEO Dana White following his controversial Sunday remark toward the former First Lady at the UFC Freedom 250. In a post-game interview with Joe Rogan, UFC fighter Josh Hokett ended his remarks by insulting Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama is a man, am I right, America? This is what he said to the crowd that was gathered on the White House lawn for UFC 250, the first professional sporting event to ever be held at the presidential residence. The remark, which followed Hokett's victory over Derek Lewis, received a mixed response during the fan event, prompting boos but also eliciting some laughters and cheers. This isn't the first time that this dude has made disparaging remarks toward Michelle Obama. After beating Eric Lunsford in May of 2025, he actually uttered the same line back then. Her response, she had a defamation lawsuit, a federal defamation lawsuit.
She had a black person's lawsuit.
She has some pretty dope lawyers from what, it was a video that I was looking at. She's also moved to freeze all of his UFC 250 earnings, including bonuses and fight payouts, and all the proceeds will be donated to organizations supporting black women. So everything that he won, she's trying to freeze it. So
that's some black people shit.
That should actually take that and give it to.
Josh Hokett thought shouting, Michelle Obama is a man would humiliate her, but Dana White needed just one move to turn him into a laughingstock. At the UFC Freedom 250 event held at the White House, Josh Hokett shouted, Michelle Obama is a man, after defeating his opponent. He thought insulting former First Lady Michelle Obama on Donald Trump's birthday would earn him favor, completely unaware that this malicious falsehood would bring two devastating consequences upon himself. First, Michelle refused to stay silent or back down. Instead, she immediately took legal action and filed a defamation lawsuit against Josh Hokett. She stated that his remarks were filled with disrespect and malicious slander, and she chose to hold him accountable in order to defend her reputation. Second, UFC President Dana White quickly stepped forward and publicly condemned Hokett's inappropriate comments. He made it clear, I completely oppose saying cruel and false things about another person's family. To uphold the standards and integrity of the event, he immediately announced that Josh Hokett had been fired. Finally, Dana White also froze all of Hokett's fight earnings and additional bonuses from the event. At the same time, Michelle moved forward with her lawsuit, seeking substantial compensation for reputational damages. Josh Hokett not only lost his job and saw his income disappear overnight, but also found himself facing a costly legal battle, ultimately becoming the laughingstock of the public.
Michelle Obama is a man. Am I right, America? Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Hokett.
So as Hokett wraps up his interview, walks away, you can see the president there on the other side of the ring. He can be seen sort of half smiling as there's a mixture of cheers and boos. And when CNN asked about Hokett's comment, the White House refused to directly address the question. The UFC is commenting, though. CEO and President Dana White called it nasty and false and dismissed it as
Dropped the Michelle Obama line. And I'm sitting there thinking like, why? Why did we have to go there? You're not going to fight with Michelle Obama. This is not a fight. This is not a planting of a seed like Alex Perry.
I thought I was giving her a compliment.
I don't think anyone viewed
Michelle
it as such.
Obama being a man that's like, she knows how to deal with adversity. She knows how to work hard like a man. When the times get tough, the
Why does that come to mind in that moment? Like, you just got this massive win of all the things you can say. Why even go there?
I thought it was a perfect opportunity to, show the world how great this country is with the freedom of speech. You go somewhere and you say something like that and you die, and I'm not suicidal, by the way. There's a certain side that pokes at another side, and there's no outrage there, and so I thought it was a perfect time to take a jab.
Do you regret saying it?
Oh, never. That's one thing about my career. I'm never gonna man, I think I was watching a Cejudo video, and he was like, that's one thing I regret, is like all the stuff I did. Or you hear people backtrack, even the Strickland post-fight speech where he was like,
$60 million. That is what it cost to put on this event. Josh Hokett ruined it with 5 words. Sunday night, the South Lawn of the White House, UFC Freedom 250. Hokett just beat Derek Lewis for the heavyweight title, the biggest win of his life. Then Joe Rogan handed him the microphone. And Hokit looked at the crowd and said, Michelle Obama is a man. Am I right, America? But here is where it turned on him. This was not the left getting angry. This was everyone. Republicans, Democrats, people who spent all weekend defending the event. Even Dana White, the man who runs the UFC, called it nasty and false. His own side would not back him. And think about what he actually did. He trained his whole life for one night. He won. He had the title, the crowd, the president watching. And he spent that moment on a lie about somebody else's wife. The fight made headlines for a day. Then it became a footnote. Nobody remembers who he beat. They remember what he said. $60 million to celebrate the country. And the only thing that went viral was a man who could not handle winning. He did not lose the fight. He lost the moment.
Do you want the video?
Nope. Okay. I would rather hear from you. I'm not really here for like just playing back somebody getting up there and making a pop out of me. I'm not here for the whole Michelle Obama thing.
It's
like,
trash.
what did that even have to do with anything?
Nothing.
It had nothing. So you just want to just get up there and just be mean to a former first lady, and that's cool.
At the White House.
At the White House.
Right.
In what world? In what world? Give me the world. Find it. Has that ever been okay to completely disrespect a first lady
Openly at the White House?
It's so
Where's when? Who? What first lady?
And is anybody coming out to say anything?
No.
Will there be any statement of like that shouldn't have happened? I mean, I don't know. Did anything get said afterwards?
Josh Hokit calls Michelle Obama a man. In UFC interview, yep, you heard that right. He did it in front of the entire arena and used his moment to call former First Lady Michelle Obama a man. Josh Hokit had just finished his fight. He could have thanked his family. He could have thanked his coaches, his sponsors, told his mom he loved her, or promoted his next fight. Instead, he shouted out Trump and then took a shot at Michelle Obama, repeating one of the oldest, most baseless conspiracy theories on the internet. And here's the thing, this isn't new. Throughout the entire Obama presidency, this exact rumor floated around the dark corners of the web. People in message boards used to push it, Alex Jones amplified it, and they even circulated an altered photo to try to sell the lie. It's been debunked over and over and over again. There's nothing to fact check here. It's just recycled nonsense that gets dusted off and handed to a new generation every few years. And what's wild is that this happened at an event meant to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, a document that says all people are created equal with the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The irony writes itself. Whether you agreed with the Obamas politically or not, they carried themselves with dignity and class in the White House. Bringing them up only reminds people of what that standard used to look like. Michelle Obama hasn't responded, and honestly, she doesn't owe anyone a response. This story is still developing. Let me know what you think down below.
From the clip we have just watched, you can see why this story has generated so much attention. Many people believe the reported comment was offensive and disrespectful, while others argue it was meant as a joke. But for me, I don't think it was a joke, because if you watch the facial expression and the body language of the Latino fighter on the stage while he was making such a comment, you can see that he was doing it to mock Michelle Obama. Even if someone says they were joking, I think as a public figure, you should be more careful with the type of words you throw out there. I mean, can comments like this have real consequences? Yeah, I'm asking, can such a comment he made on that stage, can they have real consequences? These and so many other questions many people are asking. And then reports have also mentioned possible legal and professional consequences, although some details remain unverified. This situation has opened a wider discussion about how Black women are treated in public life, the responsibility that comes with having a large audience, and where society should draw the line between free speech and harmful speech. So guys, what do you think? Should public figures face serious consequences for controversial remark, or should people just simply ignore them? I'd like you to share your opinion in the comment section. Now let's continue to watch more clips. On the next clips, you're going to see how Michelle Obama reacted to all this. Let's go.
I'm going to file a defamation lawsuit against Josh Hokit. What he said isn't just insulting to me personally. It goes far beyond that. It's degrading, and it contributes to harmful stereotypes about Black women as a whole. My husband and I have always stood for equality, and we've consistently tried to support the idea of building an America where everyone is treated fairly, with dignity and real freedom for all. So for this kind of language to be said, especially at the White House, during the celebration of America's 250th anniversary, is deeply disappointing. It reinforces damaging narratives. and it's completely unacceptable and disrespectful. As a result, all of Josh Hokett's earnings from UFC Freedom 250 will be frozen. Those funds will then be used as compensation for the damage done to my reputation. I also want to be clear that I will not be keeping any of that money for personal use. Instead, it will be directed through the Obama Foundation toward charitable efforts, specifically programs that support and empower Black women. That includes access to mental health services, career and job training opportunities, and initiatives focused on preventing harassment in the workplace.
Michelle Obama is overreacting and making a big deal out of nothing. I was just joking with her, just a harmless comment with no bad intent. But she took it and framed it as racism and a personal attack, which is not how I meant it at all. I'll admit, saying that inside the White House wasn't very respectful. But anyone who knows me knows I've always made jokes like this after winning matches or in casual situations. It's just how I talk sometimes. I've even said worse things before, and it was never turned into something this serious. I was just trying to lighten the mood a bit. What I said is nothing close to the kind of trash talk athletes throw at each other before games. So I don't understand why this one comment is being singled out. Is it because her last name is Obama? Or because of her skin color? When did everything in the U.S. start getting turned into racial politics like this? I can apologize and accept consequences if needed, but I still don't think I did anything wrong.
Josh Hogan won the biggest fight of his career at the White House and decided to finish with an interview calling Michelle Obama a man. You're a clown.
That's why I said, man.
Bro. Look, and I'm glad. I didn't see it because I didn't have any sound on it. But I was, strolling through Twitter, and then I saw that I'm like, damn, he said that on thing, and then I got it. It didn't get the response that he hoped that it was going to get. I mean, so now you take that platform. So I just want to make sure. I want to make sure there's a certain network that says athletes shouldn't, don't bring sports into politics into sport.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I think the thing is that she happened to be low hanging fruit. They know that woman, she's not that, but it's good. Yeah. Just like they know that man was born in America. And the man that pushed that. Now, they hate lies and they hate conspiracy theories, but they pushed one for over a decade. But that was cool.
Yeah.
That was cool. President Obama should have, what he should have done? President Obama, when he got into office, he should have filed a defamation. And for $100 billion, and then have his Justice Department to pay it off. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
If I'm Michelle Obama, that's what I'd have done too. Oh, y'all say I wasn't born here. Y'all say my birth certificate bogus. Okay, here we go, right here. Boom. Y'all say I'm a man. Okay, here it is, right here. Boom. Now this is gonna cost you $100 billion. All right, Justice Department, pay it off. Oh, you know what? We don't think like that because each department's supposed to be separate. Legislative independent, judicial independent, executive independent. The Department of Justice is not supposed to work for an individual. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, but it ruined the look. He won the fight. He beat Derek Lewis. I thought the extra stuff at the end was unnecessary. If you want to talk about an individual, fine, the guy that I'm fighting. But when you go outside and you try to take a jab at something, bro, come on, bro. You're not that funny. You're not that entertaining. And nobody thought you were funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy, and all you did was perpetuate a racial stereotype that you've been saying for years.
Yeah.
They said the same thing about Venus and Serena. Every time a black woman becomes something, some people from that side try to take a shot at them. It's been going on. I mean, when is it going to be enough?
Mm-hmm. Never.
You don't see, we get in position, we don't do anything like that. We don't take no shots at nobody like that. But they do it all the time, and it's cool.
Yeah, it was very unnecessary.
Sometimes I wonder. Let's just say for the next 20 years, the roles are reversed. like the roles were for 400 years. We just want 40.
That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, just hypothetical. Just wake up one day like, oh, what? You mean to tell me? We get to just do stuff, and oh well, we get 12 people on the jury that look just like us, our same skin complexion. Oh yeah, not guilty. I mean, there are people in there filing their nails, doing everything they want to do, ain't even paying attention. You already know what's gonna happen.
I will never understand the obsession that some of these people have with the Obamas. Baby, it is going on almost 10 years since they have left the White House. And that UFC fighter on the White House lawn, where our former First Lady used to reside, at a so-called 250 freedom celebration, yells out, "She's a man." The disrespect that these people have towards the Obamas is sickening. It's disgusting. And you think this administration is going to denounce that man should not have said that? Do you think that they are going to apologize to the Obamas? No, they're not. Because this is a part of their agenda to spread hate. I blame every single person who organized this. They knew what they were doing, as in that Dana White man, Trump, and whomever else organized this. I'm sure they handpicked those men to be a part of that event. And you use your platform to say something like that. This country is a total embarrassment right now. It's a total embarrassment. And how can we move forward as a country under this administration when all they do is push hate? It's disgusting.
Black women are the most underprotected, underpraised, unrespected women in this society. It was disappointing by a dude who, if he has a brain, it's not functioning at a high capacity in Josh Hogan. How in the world do you win your event and the first thing you want to go do is disparage somebody in Michelle Obama who's not even thinking about you? All the work, training, exercising, restriction of your body that you have to put in to win your event. And instead of celebrating, shouting out your loved ones, maybe your significant other, maybe your kids, maybe your deity, whoever you worship, you want to waste 15 seconds of our time and your time to disparage a Princeton grad, followed by a Harvard Law grad, followed by the most educated or top two most educated first ladies in the history of our country. Why would you feel the need to do that in this moment?
Michelle Obama is overreacting and making a big deal out of nothing.
Oh, Josh, you could have handled that so much better. But you didn't. You could have apologized. You could have made it right. But instead, you accused a woman that you used as a butt of a cheap joke. Or you called it a joke. But a lot of us didn't find that funny. But you chose to blame her for overreacting. You lost your sponsorships. You've been taken off of the card, I guess that's a thing. So the UFC is kind of canceling you, and your brands are canceling you, and you're being sued, and rightfully so. So yeah, maybe in the future, don't even say shit like that. But also, the next best thing when you fuck up is to apologize, okay?
The Michelle Obama line was very distasteful and useless, does nothing good for you in that moment. There's no one that sees that. I'd like to think it says, that's my guy. Like, it does nothing for you. All it does is bring unnecessary attention to you. All it does is bring scrutiny, criticism, and it apparently has pissed off Dana White. We've always asked, what's the line? Well, here's Time that reached out to Dana White, who said in response to the comment, I understand that the Obamas are public figures, but I'm completely against saying nasty and false things about people's families. Thank you. And that's exactly what he should be saying. Everyone knows my position on free speech, but I hate that kind of nonsense. Does he say anything else? The White House did not immediately respond to Time's request for a comment about Hoket. I had a friend of mine who works in the business like, I hope you blast Joe Rogan for that. Why? What did Joe Rogan have to do? That to me was Josh Hokett and Josh Hokett only. I don't blame the White House for that. I don't blame the UFC for that. I don't blame Joe Rogan for that. Why? It was just, he was doing well. You know what I loved? He wins the fight and then he gets on the microphone. He's like, I was sitting next to Jacqueline, my wife, and I'm like, okay, here comes, watch this guy. He's going to do a poem, which is impressive in its own right after a fight. And then he goes, forget it. And I'm like, wow, this is great. We're going to get a real freaking promo from him. And then he drops that. Unnecessary, man. He's very talented. Why allow yourself to be held back? There's no payoff. There's no payoff.
A devil's advocate question.
Yeah.
Is he going to be held back by this?
No, but it's just, dude, you just won on the White House.
I'm with you.
This was self-inflicted.
But
it was so self-inflicted.
Inflicted implies that this will harm him, right? If there are no repercussions, is the UFC going to do anything about this?
No. But look, they determine everything, right? There is no meritocracy. So I could see Mark Shapiro or Ari Emanuel being like, yo, man, we can't.
5 public figures have responded strongly to Josh Hokett's verbal attack on former First Lady Michelle Obama, and one of them even offered to cover all his legal expenses if he gets sued. Number 5, Donald Trump. He smiled at Hokett on the spot and readily accepted the honor Hokett bestowed upon him after the fight. He had previously posted a video on X likening the Obamas to apes, so Hokett's action was very much to his liking. He pledged that if Michelle sues Hokett for defamation, he will cover the full $12 million in legal fees for the claim. Number 4, Ilia Topuria. He was furious with Hokett. Hokett once slandered his ex-wife by calling her a stripper and insulted Pereira's mother. Enraged, Topuria lost his temper and threw a bottle to confront Hokett right then and there. Drawing from his own painful experience, he made it clear that he supported Michelle Obama suing Hokett for defamation to hold him accountable. Number 3, Brittany Griner. She has endured the exact same vicious slander targeting black women as Michelle Obama did. She stands with Michelle and supports her decision to file suit against Hokett. Number 2, Joe Rogan. He claimed Hokett's words carried no malicious intent. He never cut Hokett off mid-interview during the live broadcast and issued no public criticism of Hokett after the event. Number 1, Shane Gillis. He actively distanced himself from Josh Hokett. When pressed by reporters, he stated plainly that he was disgusted by the comment. He also advised Hokett to drop such tasteless, inappropriate jokes in the future.
At this point, I'm just speechless. This simply means that Donald Trump is supporting the action of the UFC fighter. If he can actually offer to pay all legal expenses for Josh Hokett, if Michelle Obama gets it, then there is a big question mark somewhere. We would love to hear your thoughts. So please do well to leave a comment below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the Voice of Reality. Like this video, share it with others, and turn on your notification bell so you never miss our future updates.